All right. Sorry about that. Had to say something about the liveries and all that, and the police. I think they would notice swords. Yes, of course. I had to think about that. I don't know what you just said, sir, but these sorts of observations are ridiculous and dangerous. Judge!
I'm scared.
I concur. Defense, please be more careful with your lines of inquiry.
I don't understand. Why is it dangerous?
The wound in the sky. Yes, darling.
What a buffoon. You lost a little favor. I think this is going to end horribly for Catelyn.
It's a short drop and a sudden start for her. Do we have another question, Falcon?
I don't know. Do we?
I swear it wasn't a clean cut. But I could be wrong.
It didn't look clean in the picture.
Oh, the bloody paw prints. There specifically wasn't bloody paw prints around the puddle? Didn't the inspector say something about bloody paws?
Oh, yes. But is that about the corpse? No.
I thought one of the three options was about bloody paw prints, but I could be wrong.
So is that yes?
Aye. Never mind.
I have a question, yes. Never mind.
They're stalling.
I have no more questions about the corpse. Select a statement to question. And this one.
Blood on my paws.
Inspector. Excuse me, I am hungry.
I am too.
You say Dame Catelyn had blood on her paws.
Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. I remember my first convict.
Whose blood was it?
How much blood was that? We do know there was a huge puddle.
How much blood was there on the lady's paws, Inspector?
Enough for it to be clear she had dirtied her body, of course. Do you need any more than that? We know there's blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even around her mouth. Disgusting predators. There was blood on her lips. How vile. The Lendry.
The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive. Okay.
Well?
Oh, I know. She had a bloody steak, and there was no cutlery.
Oh, yes. And she'd eat with her claws. Perfect.
We got him now.
We got him.
Whose blood was it?
What a question. It was Monsieur Grenouille's, of course. Objection.
I'm so sorry.
I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcone. Crazy bird. The blood on Dame Catelyn's paws could only belong to one person, Monsieur Grenouille. Judge! Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. Evidence. Go to the evidence box. How do you present it?
I don't know.
I'm afraid the prosecution might have a point, Monsieur Falcone.
I'm trying to open my suitcase to show you the stake. Ah,
Oh, yeah. Do you have any reason to suspect the blood belonged to someone older than Monsieur?
I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than a suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is a foolish time wasting, Falcone.
Yeah.
If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from, eh?
Huh?
Huh? Huh? The cigar.
On the evening of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak.
No way!
Shaped like a beak.
And the jury goes wild. Is this true, Monsieur Rappington? Well, I am a manner of speaking. I suppose steak may have been on the menu.
Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak?
Well, wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No, my case is falling apart.
Intriguing. Pretty convincing. Yay.
I think we're getting favor with the jury.
So, Inspector Volerti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? In that case, you should have locked up Sparrington ages ago.
Now, come now, Falcone. Now, hold on just 1 minute, Falcone. You were overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners.
See, I know this lady Aya, and she too is an elegant bourgeois kitten, but when she eats, well, it is not pretty.
Do you have a photograph of that, perhaps? At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal.
I suppose I'm not a proper civilized animal. Because I eat with my fork in my right hand and my knife in the left.
You blasted lowlander. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners?
Oh, that is a good question. Or at least it would be at an ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws.
Her cigar.
The missing clock hand.
She couldn't eat with the clock end. She had to use her paws.
Dame Cataline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen.
You got him now, Falcon. Drive it home like a knife to his little rabbit hole. Stolen? I don't recall mention of that in the police report. Aye, we weren't aware of anything missing from the Rodriguez residence when we investigation. But, as it happened, Baron Rodriguez approached us about this very subject last night, but
Middle of the night. My
yes.
cutlery is missing. Have you seen it? It's silver. About this long.
It appeared that he did not know what time it was, for all the hands on his clocks were missing.
And his night vision was simply too good.
I will never understand the feline type.
Innocent, perhaps? What a twist.
I think it's wedding.
Yes. You can't
What
get
is the
paid.
meaning of all this? I sure hope it's more than 20 francs. What is the bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? What kind of aristocracy is this running from? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most on the force. That doesn't speak well for the force.
Your voice kind of fell away halfway that sentence, so it was like, I assure you I am the most on the force.
I am on the ball. I am on the force.
At least he's not on the fence.
Sparrington, please. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police manages to solve any crimes at all.
Ooh.
What? Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little more inspection. Well, I never.
You dropped away again.
Uh-oh. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case.
Do not make me repeat myself.
Fine. So be it. I'm going back to Alsace. I don't care if it's German or not.
Until next time.
Ooh. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call, let's see, Monsieur Robino, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robinio, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How did it go? I swear to speak with hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You said with hatred.
I swear to hate everyone in this stupid courtroom who is keeping me from my work.
You are all weasels.
When I get my hands on those weasel necks, why aren't we trying them right now? It's a little cliche, to be perfectly honest.
Is it cliche to be perfectly honest?
I try not to be. Could the witness please introduce himself for court record? See, as if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robino, the cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures. I capture the very essence. Je suis le sauté. Can you get a native French speaker?
Je suis l'artiste. Tu es une pipe.
And that's what I said.
Je suis ne pas une pipe.
Tu es sino. J'ai biscuit.
Excusez-moi, mon frère. Ça.
Pardon, merci.
Why are you calling me a pipe?
Merci. Parlez-vous français, moi non.
You're not really here. Is Magritte going to be in this game? Because he's Belgian. This is a Belgian reference. Thank you, game.
What?
Yes, Ceci n'est pas une pipe is an artwork by Magritte. René Magritte.
So, how do I do a Belgian accent?
You know, just sound like me.
Oh no. This could get dangerous. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, Le Branche or C'est Chateau. I can send you tweets if you like.
C'est chouette.
C'est chouette.
C'est chouette.
J'ai biscuit.
Ceci, tu biscuit.
Les Branche. Les Branchy.
What on earth is a tweet?
It's what we do. Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon. It is the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive. Monsieur Robinho. But let's get down to business, huh?
Eh?
Huh? Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rodgiel to capture the evening's events, eh?
Is that your Belgian accent?
It's my fluctuating between the north part of Europe and southern part of Europe accent.
Central Europe.
Yes. I have arrived at 7 in the evening, yeah? I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph, yeah?
That's an amazing lens.
J'avoue. Then I built the Baron Rodriguel and left.
Wow.
Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I bought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look, huh? Something's not right about this photograph. My word, this is an exquisite picture, is it not? Oh, so let's see. Who do we have here?
This has been photoshopped.
We were a Photoshop. In the middle, we have a Baron Rodgiel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we have Signor Potier Demial, the father of our defendant, Dame Cataline.
Oh, right.
Oh, I thought the Baron was the father of
Me
Dame
too.
Cataline.
I thought so too. I forgot about Otterface.
Yes, she doesn't quite look like a young lioness, I guess. And yes, finally, we see the mousemaid, Colleen Diot, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. She, how the Americans say, photo bombs. Bombs? We'll have no anarchists in here. Bomb throwers. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. First is the victim, Monsieur Gunmy. Second is the defendant, Dame Cataline Demiar. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree?
Just a moment, Monsieur Abington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they were in the garden together at that point.
Hold your English horses, Falco. I am not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph, subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7. 7:30. Hooray. Now, why is this time significant, you ask? Well, as Investor Vautier told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. There you see it, Falcon. Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Catalina herself. Hey, Falcon, the photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different to the... It looks different to the one that we borrowed from Robino's studio.
I see it too, with my sharp eagle eyes. Our photograph shows Colline Duchot, Dame Catherine, and Seigneur Pourtoir. But Monsieur Rubinier's photograph shows Baron Orogil where Dame Catherine should be standing. If we assume that the only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way.
You should just slam the evidence down. Be like, bam, inconsistency. This whole courtroom is out of order. Case closed.
I can't do that.
Well, I suppose you could be a little bit more delicate with...
No. I mean, I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained.
You said that wasn't illegal.
I lied, Sparrington. Deal with it. If I were to present it, Monsieur Robinia would ask how we acquired it, and the whole trial could derail. In a worst-case scenario, I could lose my legal license and we would be arrested for theft. But we would get to meet those well-mannered guards again.
And a lot of attention.
Yes.
I suppose we wouldn't want that.
No, we don't. I should tread lightly, which is difficult because I am a bullock of a bird.
You are a very large specimen of a bird, sir.
Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. The defense may proceed.
He sounds very tired of it all.
I'd be pretty tired of all this, too. Yes, it's a waste of time, if they ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. They're little bugs inside. They paint perfect pictures. Something does not seem quite right about this statement, Falcone, but I don't know what. There was the thing about the hands of the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Press it.
Press.
Finish
Press
it.
it to pressed. Oh, sorry.
You.
Forgot.
What are you asking me?
You said you arrived at 7 p.m.
You will take a couple of minutes, Jawohl.
Yeah, what? Is that the German part of Belgium speaking?
Yeah. You're all part of the Holy Roman Empire, right?
But one village resisted.
How do I know? It says on the clock.
How do you know you arrived at 7? Oh, darn it!
Well, the clock in my house read. I need to do a consistent accent with this guy. Well, the clock in my house read 7:15 when I left, and then a walk to Chateau Grenet was around 15 minutes. Yeah. I don't claim to be a flawless timekeeper. I always stick to an appointment. This guy used to be German. Yes. It took about 5 minutes to set up the camera and get everything ready at the shooting.
So you arrived at 7, and the photograph took place at 7:30, and you spent 25 minutes setting up.
That doesn't quite add up, sir.
That leaves 5 minutes unaccounted for.
This game is hilarious.
The art is what makes it.
The art and the music is actually not made for this game.
Really?
I think it was like some sort of Creative Commons thing or something.
A what?
Like, how do you call it? I can't remember. But they didn't. I mean, it wasn't specifically made for this game. Well, like they made the game around the images.
That's beautiful.
They saw birds in a suit and they thought, let's make a game out of that.
I mean, Richard Adams read a report about rabbits and came up with that for fun, so
Let's write a book about that.
Anything's possible.
But that leaves 5 minutes unaccounted for.
Fiver?
5
Oh,
unaccounted for.
Surely, you aren't suggesting that Mr. Robedino is something nefarious in this moment of time?
Not at all. We just tried to piece together the evening's events.
I spent a little time talking with Baron Ron. That's probably where the rest of the time went, yeah?
Yeah?
Ja.
Ja, man.
Jawohl. No.
Should I just ask about the photograph?
Do it.
Let's take a closer look.
Okay, that's quite a photograph.
It's amazing. Dot, dot, dot. Why is it in black and white?
Hey, Falcon, I want to know.
Why can't the little bug use colors?
But we're not supposed to know there's a mistake.
But I can say that the time is missing.
Ah, yes.
Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinot, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves...
Hello?
Did I say something?
I don't know
Hello?
if you said something. It
I did say something.
was
That is
like,
correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracy. Or as we say in Berlin, flaw.
what?
Flaw.
What? That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake. Impossible. I just told you, monsieur. The camera is perfect. Unbiased device. The photograph produces are flawless. Just like the German people.
Uber photographs.
How can I not seeing any mistakes? Perhaps you could be more specific.
Certainly.
I don't know.
The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it.
Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Abington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. I have this cigar butt.
The wet cigar butt. Don't do it. You're gonna throw the case.
Used it at herring.
The actual red herring.
Yes. Okay.
Falcone, I don't know how to tell time.
I'm trying to save this kitty. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6.
But I have the hands right here.
Oh, right, 7:30. I was confused.
It could also be 6:35. I mean, that much is self-evident, Falcone.
Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crenier has no hands.
It has no hands? What kind of clock has no hands?
What kind of bird does?
Your assistant?
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Reguier or his housemate if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinho, how do you explain this discrepancy? Discrepancy? How do you explain this difference?
Aye. Very good, sir.
Such a swanky word.
I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. Camera. This.
There is no mistake. There is no monsieur mistake. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process, yeah?
An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinho, edited this photograph.
Oh, snap. You got it, Falcone. Edited?
I am no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph, just to simplify the editing process.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing?
Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinho created a perfect alibi.
Ein Kaiser.
Kaiser Southern. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinho coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho.
Fine. You got me. I am guilty. I did it all.
Oh, that was easy.
You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Granouille? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And, yeah, that included adding hands to the clock. I am ashamed of myself.
You were ordered? By whom?
The Kaiser will not let me to say. Monsieur Robinho, I strongly advise you answer the defense's questions. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all.
But also with hatred.
I hate all of you. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws? Did you hear that, Falcone? This that is most unfortunate.
That's such an understatement. Oh, that's too bad.
That's too bad for you, young bird. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancien regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't. I'm not even a French citizen. That is why I deserve my failure as an officer. Good day, messieurs.
Intriguing. Pretty convincing.
Only a little favor? That was pretty convincing.
Only the left side of the jury ever says something.
The right side is permanently unimpressed.
He looks very unimpressed.
He looks angry to be here.
He looks confused.
The ram looks bored.
That's what's it? A thorn? No, a thornbill?
Probably.
Two giant birds.
He's from the colonies.
And
that hippo looks like he's trying to stay awake.
Is that his tongue?
I hope so. Actually, I hope not. It's better than having hands. They're the two assistant judges or whatever.
Okay.
They have some pretty impressive wallpaper in here.
Yeah. Very swanky.
All right. Swanky. So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter, right? The photograph still depicts Dame Cataline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant.
Don't be tense, Monsieur Abington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence.
Why not? It's still a portrayal of, the night's events, yeah?
Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for.
So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or it was Senor Petiot Demiao, perhaps?
I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means of or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Senor Courtois to implicate his own daughter.
Oh, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron von Rodriguez deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be a most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never, ever do such a thing.
You're really doing a great job with the voices.
You want one?
Maybe.
There's probably a lot more to come, so.
There's a lot of witnesses.
Monsieur Abington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However...
Wait, what? Wait, this is the German guy, right?
No, this is the lion.
Oh. Perhaps I should offer my opinion.
Bob.
There we go. But Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting incompetence. Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine.
Just hurry it along.
Very good. And I trust the defense has no objection.
I object. I mean, no objections here.
Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc., so help me God. Now, Professor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Professor Rallington, I presume. I swear, I can't ever say or type anything without you instantly catching it. Okay. Then, Rodriel, the night of
the rabbit.
Of the were-rabbit. The initial dinner went magnificently, if I do say so myself.
The dessert was a little lacking.
The lack of cutlery was a little, jarring. But when the photographer arrived, Monsieur Granouille left to visit... Monsieur Groundsel left to visit the garden.
Groundsel, no.
With his servant Vervain.
They killed Groundsel.
Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Senor Pertois, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so I paid her no mind.
Yet you noticed her leaving.
No one misses the madam leaving. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Cataline. That would have been when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there, right?
I would like to cross-examine the witness.
Do you doubt my integrity, Garçon?
Garçon. I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron.
Is Garçon a cook?
Garçon means boy.
Because I swear, whenever there's like a French chef, they always say Garçon. But,
They also call waiters garçons.
Boy?
Just boy. I mean, unless he's calling us a waiter.
Come here, waiter. More wine. Very well, then. Is me with your best shot. Fire away. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron von Rorgiel, am an honest man.
You're not a man. You're a liar.
The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Filthy English lion.
He's a Flemish lion.
Flemish lion. The Lion of Flanders.
Garden. Dinner.
The dinner? It
No,
wasn't dinner. It was supper.
Was it?
I don't know.
You never know.
Was it the housemaid that discovered the pair? I think it was. Oh. Yeah, I think she did say that. the garden. It was clearly a yard.
But we did visit the garden.
Oh, you did.
I went for a swim.
You did. You lost the toy toss.
I know. We found a cigar butt in the garden in the fountain.
Ah, yes.
So that must mean he was there.
In his own house.
Because Dame Catherine does not smoke.
She is a lady. Ladies do not smoke. You've got him now, Falcon.
Baron, we saw the murder scene, your garden for ourselves. What's with all the horses?
English lion.
Explain.
That's a pretty interesting question.
What's with all the horses and the creepy cherubs?
Ask him about the cherubs, Falcon. Does he even know they're out there? When's the last time he was there? Maybe someone put them there.
Does he know his garden is being invaded by babies?
Well, he is a man. And I assume he has a wife. So that kind of thing just happens.
And he's very... It's the prize.
How old was that cigar?
Baron Rogil, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden and not someone else's? Where the grass is greener.
As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years.
They got him now.
It just looks very beautiful outside my window.
Yes, you say?
Indeed. Did I stutter, garçon?
That's not right. Maro, I do not wish to call you a liar, but I am. But the claim does not hold up to scrutiny. The scrutiny of my falcon eye.
Oh? And why is that, garçon?
Because we have we have a heart. That was hard. We have
Not
heart
soft belly evidence.
that you have visited the garden recently.
Balderdash and humbugs, gilderings and hurdoos, my word is good as gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence, as I swish my paws in the air in air quotes, that I've been in my garden.
Well, it is not really hard, but it is soggy. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it is found inside the fountain bassin. Right beside where the murder occurred.
Cigar butt? That could... Everyone uses the white flaming sticks. It can belong to anyone.
This is a brown flaming stick. That looks like the hard black bullets. Black balls? I forgot the word that Kiari.
Bullet? Cartridge? Yeah, that could belong to anyone, you know. Prosecute, just shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Oh, okay. Sorry, Baron. This is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars. But I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon. I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help of the I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. It must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin.
Ew, a kitty getting wet? Not likely.
You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all this.
I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper bassin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience.
And a little paddling.
Shut up. The cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden.
There are a number of possible explanations.
Please wait while I select one. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron Rogil, deliberately hit your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities.
Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be?
You want me to spell it out? Fine.
Oh no,
Let's put
the music.
everything on the table. You, Baron Rogil, murdered Monsieur Granby. That is what we are trying to do. That is what you are trying to keep hidden.
Directly accusing me of murder, huh? How shamelessly brazen. This is a ludicrous accusation, Falco. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity.
That's actually true. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Abington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rigi as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a serpent's blade. Cutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rubinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws.
Not the claws. Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence. Except for maybe you.
You want motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. That's so much money. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2.
This is preposterous.
And finally, the Baron had opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet for a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then, he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said.
Prosecutor, are you going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something! Object!
First he hates the prosecutor and now he's begging for help.
The lion begs the rabbit. It all
Shut
comes
up.
full circles.
I can defend myself. Defend me!
Darn?
Yarn?
Oh, you pitifully useless darn rabbit.
After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence. His finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into a fountain, out of its sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Senor Coutois de Miao, since he would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Tom Catalin was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised.
This is an outrage. Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic.
No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and stats to frame an innocent girl, a kitty cat, no less, for murder. Do not mess
Down with the gentry! Down with the nobles!
You're a bourgeois of the worst kind.
How dare you, garçon! You had a nerve of a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous.
We've dramatically zoomed in.
Yes. You can see the rise.
He's wearing a monocle.
It's a square monocle. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist.
Capitalist.
I brought jobs. I brought railroads. I made Paris great.
No. You're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs.
You incredulous whelp. I had to get you right here now, like
Like a frog?
a damned frog.
Ah.
Could someone please retain the Baron?
I just realized he is the apex predator in this room.
I'm on it, Your Honor. With his paper still under his arm. Let's go, old man. To the concierge with you. Don't you touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in the manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. The lion aspired to become a man, but everyone else is finding out.
The cat was a girl.
Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Incredible.
Thank you. I just hope it was enough.
What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure.
Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system.
What's that?
It is corrupt. I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it is. I haven't proved. Proved? Isn't it proven?
Proved? Oh. It probably should. It's okay, Falcon. We understand that you are the second lowest in grammar.
I haven't proved. Damn Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrated that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty.
So you are nothing better than a salesman. I don't understand the difference.
That is correct, Sparrowson. A salesman with 0 francs.
Am I not your friend, sir? Judge Maxime, we have reached a decision. In the light of recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Cataline de Miao, to be not guilty.
Yay!
Yay!
We're gonna get paid. It's your Falcon, but this Sparrowson, you did it. Yeah, suppose we did, didn't we?
We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly.
Not now, Sparrowson.
You did it, Falcon.
I can take all the credit. This was a group achievement. No bachelors?
Wait for it.
I am so proud of you both.
I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses.
You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Was nothing. I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was a sheer act of genius. Or an act of sheer genius. You decide.
It was a very sheer act. Audacious.
Well, I didn't pin anything. Spiders and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over. Meow. Play coy?
Is everything alright in there, Falcon?
Everything's fine, Spellington. Why don't you get that good bottle of wine in the furthest depths of our cellar?
But we don't have any matches left.
Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost, damn. Oh wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. Oh.
Oh.
Told you this was a deal. I murdered Monsieur Granui. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. Oh dear.
Oh, Sarmina?
It was nothing personal, just business. You understand, no, monsieur? Business?
I got the glasses.
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Regue's cigar but hidden in the garden. God. Sorry. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest.
Although no Scotland Yard, but Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinio's photograph was edited.
It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grammy in the garden. My papa knew that I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinio to paint me over Baron Reggie and to add hands to the clock. But the lazy artist didn't finish to manage. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. It is a
I
good
hear he was having a problem with weasels.
Yes. It is a good thing that Monsieur Falcon is so imaginative, but the gods that could have gone very badly. We're still getting paid, right? What is
Sorry
this
about that
silence?
wine.
You should be proud. There aren't many roadies in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitty like me.
I think you should leave.
Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, petit sparasson.
You aim high,
What?
Falcon. You get burned.
We got paid 40 francs. You aim high, you get burned indeed. Never trust a kitty cat.
No. Falcon, what do we do now?
We shall never speak of this again.
About the Franks. They're the frogs, Franks. What? That was Act 1?
Apparently, your game has been saved. Do you wish to continue? Do you wish to? I? Okay. I'm going to get a drink first because my throat is getting sore. And I don't even have to say that much.
It's a montage of you doing all the voices and me doing all the voices.
Just a moment.